Hello and welcome everyone again to another video, and in today's video we have legend battles by Komviper. And if you are around the channel, you would know like every season Komviper send us like a nice run to legend using some very meta Pokemons. And if you around this channel, you would know like in this channel we focus mainly on meta teams, because those teams are just very solid teams and help everyone to climb. Spice doesn't pretty much exist here, because not we hate spice, because people don't come to this channel to watch a spicy video. When I post something spicy, it doesn't even get 1,000 views. So here we have a very solid team by Komviper, and it's a catch cup elo. So not elo, it's a catch cup meta. So we have Mantine in the lead, as you guys can see on the screen. On the new layout here, if you haven't noticed, we have Wing Attack, Aerial Ace, Ice Beam, and Annihilate is running counter, a Shadow Ball, no Night Slash, but there is Ice Beam. I don't know the reason behind Ice Beam, but we will see. Whiscash is just running like typical moveset, Mud Shot, Scald, Mud Bomb. So let's go and watch these battles. Whiscash is literally everywhere, Annihilate literally everywhere. Wigglytuff is also everywhere. Let me tune down the music a bit. And I don't know about this matchup, but it seems that Mantine is doing actually great. Now we're getting to 2 movesets before they get to 1 Icy Wind, which is actually nice. So I'm assuming this is an Icy Wind, and Mantine should live that, but I don't know how comfortably. So getting 2 here is actually massive, so you can get to the charge move, and now this is pretty much win us the 0. So I like that we didn't swap here, because so we can align the ape against the thing. And now opponent swapped out. I thought that's a Skeledirge, to be honest. And then now we have a Chandelure locked in against Whiscash, the most meta Pokemon in the entire game, against probably the most spice Pokemon in the entire game. Shadow Chandelure. Wow. This is okay. This is why meta is just insanely good. Look at that. Whiscash just destroyed that Pokemon, demolished it. Okay, and now it's throwing mud bombs against the Dugong, which is the second Pokemon. Now we're chipping another Pokemon. That's why meta Pokemons are just too strong. And Komviper here is proving why meta arts is just too strong to be used, and the reason why you should be using meta most of the time. Okay, that doesn't mean you should. Okay, it's up to you, but like meta is just more consistent. Sometimes some people find some good core breakers, and usually these Pokemons, whenever it gets public, whenever these Pokemons make it to public, people just start running them. Such as when people figured out about about Mantine. Basically, Mantine is one of the Pokemons that people didn't use in the current meta, and people don't use that much because it just has like some RPS matchup against Lantern, but it destroys Pokemons like a Gligar, like the fighters like Whiscash. So yeah, opponent is swapped to an Azu, so now we have a Whiscash that can deal with Azu. Why Whiscash now can deal with Azu? Because it's a chipped. It's Whiscash into Azu. Whiscash lose when to 10% HP. So if you are able to chip, Whiscash can handle it from there. I much prefer the Shadow Whiscash into Azu. If you don't have a Shadow Whiscash, you can pretty much just use any Whiscash you have. Any Shadow IV you have. Like the Azu matchup is just become way more comfortable. You don't die to 2 play roughs, but your Mud Bombs do enough damage with the Mud Shot to beat them. I like the overfarm here, so nice counting by Komviper. He farmed to the max and KO'd the Pokemon and left with a Scald that should do enough damage to KO the Gligar. Okay, we debuffed them, so now they still have to shield and they still have to throw, because we're about to get to another move. I don't hate shielding here if we're able to get to a move, but now we see nice patience by Komviper. He was anticipating the catch. Like if we go back, it's actually a nice play. Like he let this go, and now he goes back to Mantine, and he did not throw. He didn't even click any time here, like anywhere here, because he know that the opponent's just trying to catch, and he swapped the moment the opponent did. So in this matchup here, you could just shield and then overfarm until they are in Shadow Ball range, and then you Shadow Ball them. So I'm assuming this is what Komviper is going to do, which is actually the perfect play. We went above 100. I don't think that is a bad play, because now we're at 100, which means we can just throw a Shadow Ball an Ice Punch, and we will have some leftover energy. And look at that. That's the reason you run Ice Beam. So you have 3 counters to the to the Gligar, which is everywhere. Opponent here is running Togetic with Fairy Wind. I don't know how I feel about Togetic. It's a bulky Pokemon that doesn't do damage. Like, the main thing about, like, Mantine has Aerial Ace, it does some damage, where, like, there they have Ancient Power, which is a bad move. They buffed it, but it's still a bad move. We went here straight for the Ice Beam, which is actually a good play. We still live an Ancient Power comfortably, while they are in Aerial Ace range. Let's see how the opponent is going to play this. Fairy Wind does not add up. I'm pretty sure we can get to another move. Opponent having a Flygon. I like staying in. Komviper here figured out that they don't have a Dragon Tail, which means they have to throw their energy. And now you could pretty much just go Annihilate and just punch this thing all the way down, because that thing just does not have any HP. They throw on 5. You don't even need to shield if it's a Dragon Claw, because... Oh, it's Scorching Sand. I fell for it as well. My bad. Like, that's not an Earth Power. And like, I completely forget that it has a Scorching Sand. Now, all we need to do is just shield a Shadow Ball. Okay. Well, this is not a bad shield technically, because it's still still 6 fast moves, right? And now we can just go straight for the Mud Bomb, which we should outpace, so we can get there before they get to the biggest nuke. And this is a tough situation, not gonna lie. So we're just gonna shield and I think instantly kill it. But if we instantly kill it, we're gonna CMP them on the Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw from that thing does not KO, so we should be able to do this comfortably. And now Komviper was like, no, you know what? I'm actually going to catch you with a charge move. How about that? Look at that. Opponent overfarmed, but yeah, sorry, opponent and did a charge, but it does not matter. Moving into the next game here, we have Bastiodon in the lead. This is probably one of the worst leads we could ever face. So we swapped into Whiscash. They have Razor Leaf, Decidueye. This is tough. I think Catch Cup is just full of Decidueye. So I think we have to wait the switch clock here. And the problem is we cannot KO this, because the moment we KO this, the moment the Bastiodon comes out. So you have to stall this enough for them to bring the Bastiodon. You could have actually let them do 2 more fast moves, but technically you could also throw this. I would throw the Ice Beam, at least it would do some damage, while this doesn't do damage. The whole reason of throwing the charge move there is just to stall the clock. And now opponent having a Shadow Vic. Oh my. Why that Shadow Vic is so small? I think that's a very XL one. Very extra small. They shield this, and now this game is just a GG, so there is no way. Opponent building a Basti and the Shadow Vic for Catch Cup is playing out of pocket. He's playing out of pocket. I don't know, guys, know this trainer. This is a regional champion. He is a World qualifier. He played for Worlds every time, and he won a regional every year as well. So out of pocket, this is expected to be a toxic battle, because whenever he plays GBL, he just plays Charm or Double Steel or a Basti. So I'm assuming, okay, let's see how Pocket's going to play this. So here on the Mantine side, it's just a straightforward. You get to 7, then you throw 1, then you get to 4, then you throw the next one. So we're going to see an Icy Wind here. And we're going straight for the Ice Beam. This will deny us from getting another Aerial Ace, though. That's the main thing. Yeah, if we throw the Aerial Ace, we can get to 2, but maybe we're just going for the farm down. Pocket did not swap out, because he felt like, I think he felt like he's just going to get this. And now it's going to see a Whiscash, which means there is something that's weak to Whiscash in the back. But since we have energy ahead, so this game is going to come into who's getting the Scald debuff. Komviper here did not get the Scald debuff. Wait, did Pocket get the Scald debuff? And neither Pocket did. This is very rare to see. 2 Whiscashes throwing Scald, neither of them getting a Scald debuff. This is actually very... Oh my, a third Scald and no debuff? What is happening? I think no shielding there is fine. But now it's going to come to Ape in the back against the Ape in here. And I think Pocket is not going to bait, but we have to call a bait to win this game. So That was a tough alignment. I think Pocket made the correct call, but like his only play was double shielding Annihilate in the back. I mean, that's like a tough opponent. That's like one of the best players in the world, like by far. Okay, that's not a great IV, but it's fine. Like I would build that for Catch Cup without even any hesitation. Okay, we see a decision why this is a very dominant lead for the Mantine, and good thing, which means we're gonna win swap as well. Opponent swapped into Licky. The thing I like the most about Komviper, he's so fast on the swap. I wish I am as fast as like he is in the swap. Like he always swap within less than a second. It usually takes me 2 seconds. I'm a boomer. They throw a power whip, which means they only get a body slam here. They only get a body slam and a power whip. So what's the play here? I like how Komviper built enough, and now he is going to throw these ice punches. So now he's committing. He tried to get to the Shadow Ball. He knew that he couldn't get there. So throwing the ice punch is actually the correct play. And now opponent having a Bastiodon. This Bastiodon is facing our Whiscash, which made the opponent fort fight. Okay, that was a good game. Moving to the next one, we have a Dewgong into Mantine. This is a Dewgong favored matchup. It used to be Dewgong all the time, but we can always throw these charge moves. I don't like to play this matchup straightforward. I usually... What? Did the opponent just shield in the 2900 elo? That was a very questionable play. Opponent is just trying to play for alignment. And I was about to say, don't swap to Ape. Don't swap to Ape. Because whenever you see a Dewgong, there is a hard answer to Ape. But that doesn't mean it's a bad play, actually. Because we need to bait this out. Well, we need to fart. Well, we need to make a scenario where Whiscash will be up a shield. Because that's our way to play the game. Opponent did not shield, which is good for us. So now I think the ideal play is no shield, live this, throw aerial ace, and then dip out. Okay, so just dip out. I like that since we shielded, so we have to swap out. So usually when you swap in... So, okay, let me say this. When you swap in, the timing is no longer 1.7. The timing is 258. So if you swap in, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But we did a... We did a move. So you see, this is like a... This is not an ideal timing because we did one wing attack. If we did not do a one wing attack, I think Komviper did 5, thinking that it was good timing. But remember that he did a one wing attack, so you have to scale for that. So technically, you had to do 9 instead of sorry, you had to do 10 instead of 8. Or like you have to do 7 again because you swapped one turn behind, then you... Because it's like this. It's you did one wing attack, which is 2 turns, then swap goes to a turn, so that's a 3 turn. So you are aligned. So now you do 1.7. Skull did not KO there, which is kind of annoying to be honest. Now we are forced to swap out. This is a Night Slash. It doesn't KO, but we need health against the Dewgong. I like the shield because Dewgong is just extremely toxic to play against, and this is our last hope. So what we're gonna do here is just going to throw these aerial aces, and hopefully this is gonna do enough damage, and that was enough damage. So extremely close game. So GG coming from that swap actually. Okay, this is a dream lead. Opponent swapping from a bad matchup into a horrible one. I like throwing always whenever you do it like 2 turn versus 2 turn, they swap in, always try to throw before the opponent. And I like the bait there. The bait there makes this game just one side. Don't need to shield this. You can now swap out. They are in Scald range. I would shield the dig to be honest. And we shielded. It's a dig, so that was a very nice shield. So now I would have done like one more to be ahead on the Whiscash that will come right after. So here now it's going to be a CMP, unless you trust that you win CMP. I don't know about Komviper's IV, so if you win CMP, then yeah, you should go for it. So if you win CMP, yeah, you can definitely, you don't need to overfarm, but if you don't trust your CMPs, you have to be at least one fast move ahead, so you can always have the upper hand and decide who is going to get to their move first in the game, because that's a critical thing. We should leave the mud bomb here, and honestly we should just swap out. Okay, we swap before the opponent, which means we'll get to our move at the same time as they do. So we get to throw also our charge move. So now every shadow ball will be a CMP. So opponent did not shield because that was their only play. So they had to call a bait, and now they just get countered all the way down before they get to any move. And this game is a GG as well. Okay, moving into the next game, we're playing Arctic Jester. If you're around my Twitch chat, you would know that this person, he's a good battler. So we are about to see. I was about to say we're about to see a great game, and then I saw like Whiscash lead. Okay, this is a very dominant, because this is a very dominant lead. Okay, opponent is catching on a Sand Slash. I didn't see the game saying Alolan though. Okay, oh my. Well, you could say that he's trying to bait out the ape. I would have shielded here, to be honest, if this is a deal done. Why? Because if this is his, if he's running cash with this, there is no, that means there is no answer to the ape. We're going straight Ice Punch. It does not KO. Arctic Jester is actually like a very good player, so I was about to say that he's gonna call that, because that's pretty much his only play. And now I'm assuming this is a Scald. We're about to get an attack debuff. They swapped to their own Gligar, and pretty much we get. I would have shielded here, to be honest, just to be like ahead on health, because. Well, Whiscash can comfortably tank one of the Gligar moves. Okay, we get the debuff, so technically this game is becoming one side, but it's not as the game hasn't ended. Let's just say that the game hasn't ended. There is still play for like for the Gligar. If their Gligar catch a move, I think they still have a play. But since he landed here. So I'm assuming he's trying to. No, there is no way. Just tap the move, and this game should be a GG. So now moving into the next game. So we have a Mantine into Mandibuzz. This game takes like 3.5 hours usually, like Mantine into Mandibuzz. But at least the Mantine has Ice Beam, which is super effective, but does like 40% for some reason. Yeah, literally 40%. Why super effective move does 40%? That's because we have Battle of the Tanks. Okay. Mandibuzz, by the way, still live the Ice Beam, so them getting another move actually makes this game way closer. If you are Mandibuzz, I always recommend running Dark Pulse like the opponent here, because Dark Pulse does enough damage in the close matchups to make it even closer than it looks. Like that matchup is supposed to be one side for the Mantine, but because Mandibuzz is just a freak of a Pokemon, it became that close. If we don't get to the move, that means we did a bad play. If we get to the move, that means that was a calculated play. So we did not get to the move. So now we are forced to shield because they have so much energy and we cannot risk calling a bait, but we do have to call a bait. That's like kind of a must. We have to call a bait. Otherwise the game is GG. So usually like I would rather go like instantly swap to Whiscash, just to not get farmed all the way down. So now the game is still winnable as long as they have some Basti thing. So we ended up shielding 2 Night Slashes, and now the game is going to be decided by these Scald debuffs. If we get Scald debuffs they don't get, I think there is still a play. Well, this is non-shadows, so technically, okay, Scald, they didn't get the debuff. Scald here. They need double Mud Bombs. If they throw Scald, okay. Okay, there is a chance. Well, the next Scald doesn't KO. Yeah, that's the thing. But their Scald does KO. So that was a nice game. We have a nice 4-1. We are at 29-43. And now I'm thinking we are about to be like 29-90 something. 29-87. We need a 3-2 to hit Legend. Okay, moving into the third set. We have 3 sets here. Komviper felt like very generous for us today, and he's like, okay, let's send 3 sets. So you guys get to watch 10 more minutes of content. So thank you so much everyone for watching. If you made it this far, feel free to subscribe to the channel and like the videos, because they do help the channel to grow. So that will force us to make more content. If you are enjoying the content, and if you have any question again about any of these Pokemon, feel free to leave it in the comment section below, and I will be glad to answer all of it. We made the same mistake by trying to bait out something using the ape. I think I would still rather go Whiscash, but the problem, if you go Whiscash and they have a Decidueye, the game is GG. So there is no bad call here, to be honest, because you don't want to get a Decidueye to the face. into like your like Whiscash. At least they have a Charmer, you'll be able to chip it. I like the no shield here. So now we're just gonna get to farm something here and then throw right before we get KO'd and then instantly swap out. Oh, yeah, Dugong. Dugong is just too toxic. And they get to debuff us. This is where like I like the Shadow, because the Shadow here, even if they debuff you, the Mud Bomb will still do enough damage so you can over farm and then throw it. Opponent throwing, which is telling something. This is a very, very gutsy play by Komviper, throwing on CMP. I think we have to shield. Okay, I think it must be a Gligar, right? Oh my, it's a Licky. I think we don't throw anything, we just shield. We wait until switches up, then we swap out. Or we try to catch, but the catch did not work, so this game is a GG actually. So that was pretty much his only play. And they tried to play for their win con. So this is something I always recommend. Don't top left unless the game is just dead. Like, okay. Mantine with Mantine into Wigglytuff. We saw this battle a lot. Pretty much all the leads are Skarmory, Wiggly, Skarmory, Wiggly, Annihilate, and Whiscash. That's pretty much it. And here Komviper picking up all the good leads with the Mantine. So if there is some time you still have and you would like to play in Catch Cup, I think Mantine has been just amazing for Mr. Komviper so far. They landed the Icy Wind. I think we get to this. We were just a bit greedy. Throwing on 5 here is fine as long as they don't shield. I actually like throwing on 5 because they are not supposed to shield and they wouldn't shield, right? Opponent brought their own Whiscash, and Komviper just feels very confident on his Whiscash winning CMP, so I'm assuming it's just an attack weighted one. We get the attack fail, so we don't have to shield. That's like the rule. If you get the attack fail, you don't shield. They do get the attack fail, so now we are forced to swap out. I don't hate shielding here because people just always scald. And now we are forced to we have to go straight Shadow Ball at this point. Opponent wouldn't shield, I'm assuming, because we're just debuffed, so there is no reason for them to there's no reason for them to, like, they always try to call a bait whenever with debuffs, because our moves wouldn't do that much damage, and that did lots of damage. And opponent is trying to farm us down, so we are now forced to go for the full farm down. I would try to call a bait here because we need to call a Mud Bomb bait, and that was actually a Mud Bomb bait. We need this to be a Mud Bomb. That did not KO, so we're going for the full Mud Shot down, and that was a nice commitment by Komviper. That was a good game. Okay, moving into the next one. We have a Whiscash here, and this is a very dominant lead for the Mantine. Opponent swapping in a Skeledirge, and we punished that with a Whiscash. Then they decided to top left. I think we are on 2 wins, so we need 1 more win. Okay, this is actually a very, very good lead for the Mantine, because we always get to a move on 5, but you still have to overfarm. You don't want them to think that you're going straight aerial ace. You don't want them to no shield. You want them to always shield, because the longer the matchup goes, that means they will be in aerial ace range. Okay, opponent tried to call a bait, so now we're forced to throw. I would have done 1 more here because they get to a move every 6 wing attacks. So we throw on 11. This doesn't KO, so we can actually leave it. But I think we die to 2 Dragon Breaths. Yep, we died to 2. This matchup is similar to Licky matchup, similar to Noctowl matchup. If this is a fun fact, if you guys, okay, Mantine and Noctowl pretty much have the same attack and almost same defense. So whenever, like, whatever a neutral matchup that Noctowl will lose to, Mantine also lose to. Just think of it that way. Opponent here having Snarl, Mandibuzz, and we do have an Ice Punch. This is the only scenario I could think of where having Ice Punch is better outside Gligar matchup, because here Ice Punch make this matchup literally like in Ape's favor. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna try to overfarm a bit and then throw these Ice Punches. If they shield, we will try to catch, I'm assuming, on the catch. So we're gonna do 3 ring catch. Opponent did not, opponent ended up throwing, so it didn't matter. And I think this is a Dark Pulse because it wasn't an aerial ace, because they did still 1 above. The Skull should do enough damage here to take out the Mandibuzz, and now they do have a Lantern. So Komviper is trying to CMP them on the sword. They did not throw, but we still threw. There is no bad play. There is no wrong play on our side. So that was an ideal play. So that was a good game. Moving into the next one, we have Mantine into a Gengar. Oh my. Usually whenever you see something that's extremely weak to our backline, one of our backline, which is the Whiscash, that means they have a very hard answer for the Whiscash. So you need to win the lead. So look at this. Okay, that thing. Oh my, what's that team? Okay, I was about to say something, but doesn't matter. Okay, that was a nice 4-1. So yeah, thank you so much, Komviper, for sending us these battles. And thank you so much, everyone, for watching. And for the people who made it this far, appreciate everyone. And if you want your battles to be featured on this channel, oh my, we are at 3,029. Congrats to Komviper hitting legend this season. And yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much everyone for watching. This is the end of the video. If you guys like these battles, make sure to leave a like, hit the channel, subscribe, and see you in the next video. Peace.